new markets, at least that's what investors were hoping for, but it looks at the early outset of 2023 trading, it's much of the same. A rally attempt that did not hold. Yes, it's only been 35 minutes, so we still have much of the day to let unfold before us. But let's bring in Tom Essaye, the founder and president of Sevens Report Research. Tom, thanks so much for being with us. There was this initial sense of optimism going into the trading day. Normally we hold on to our resolutions a little bit longer than 35 minutes, although not everybody does. And it seems like, again, kind of persistent weakness creeping back up into the markets. I know you're not a day trader. You look at things for the long term. But what does it tell you in terms of the baggage that perhaps investors are carrying over into this year?
Sure. Well, we're all happy it's a new year, but in truth, nothing has really changed in the market, and we're still facing a lot of uncertainty as we start the new year. I mean, if we look at the market from just a pure fundamental standpoint, we're not sure what growth is going to be in 3 months. We don't know what earnings are going to be in 3 months. We don't know what Fed policy is going to be in 3 months, and we don't know what geopolitics is going to be in 3 months, never mind the full year. So it's reasonable that we're cautious to start the year. We all hope for a better year than last year, but we haven't solved any of our problems yet.
And, maybe to that end, people looking for kind of that defensive exposure, you're seeing gold make a pretty sharp move higher, now trading at the highest level since June. Kind of lackluster performance to end out the year, save for a bit of a rally in November, December. What role do you think gold is going to play in your portfolio?
I think gold is looking attractive in 2023, to be honest. It was a bit of a disappointing performer in 2022 compared to the rest of the commodity complex. But you have to remember, you had massive increases in interest rates, right? So real interest rates were screaming higher, which is a headwind on gold. We're not going to have that happen in 2023. If anything, real interest rates are probably going to start to decline by the end of 2023, assuming that we are going to get the recession that everyone's predicting. Additionally, the U.S. dollar is showing weakness, right? It was very strong in 2022, but the rest of the world is getting more hawkish, especially the ECB. That should pressure the dollar. I think the outlook for gold is positive in 2023.
And how does that stack up to some of the other metals that perhaps are a little bit more economically sensitive?
I think that stacks up better, frankly. And I think that there are going to be a lot of questions about just how much demand there is in the global economy for things like copper, aluminum, other base metals. Because, yes, China is reopening, and that will be additional demand. But as we've seen, that reopening is a very choppy and volatile process. And additionally, the rest of the world is slowing. So I think the outlook amongst the metals, gold is my favorite as we start 2023.
And then maybe kind of we'll broaden it out in the commodity complex to energy. How does your thinking, if you're concerned about growth and where demand comes from, does that also apply to the energy sector, which has got, something different working for it in terms of supply side as well being a big factor?
Yeah, so the energy complex it remains incredibly interesting. Now, do I think we're going to see another massive gains in 2023 like we did in 2022? No, probably not, assuming that we don't get any more geopolitical surprises or a deterioration of the conflict in Ukraine. But nonetheless, the outlook is still positive for energy because we do have a supply-demand mix, essentially, right? We have demand that could be declining, but we also have supply that is very constrained and really going through a global reorganization. So don't expect the same fantastic returns we saw in 2022, but I still think the outlook for energy is good, even though we have a global recession, because we do have supply issues.
And we put that in context of style that's working. Energy has been an outperformer for 2 years running. We spoke with a guest who thinks it's going to be 3 years running for energy outperformance relative to the broader market. Do you kind of believe that could be a possibility this year?
Yes, I do. I don't think we're going to see the magnitude of outperformance that we saw in 2022. But here's the thing, right? Let's get back to the fundamentals. Have we solved the energy supply issue that has been created because of the conflict in Ukraine? The answer is no. We have put a Band-Aid on it, right? And the weather's sort of helping us out because it's a bit warmer than we expected here in North America and in Europe, 2 weeks ago notwithstanding. So it sort of looks like we've solved it. But longer term, we haven't solved anything. I mean, Russia is still a major provider of energy to Europe and globally, and it's essentially kind of been drastically reduced, if not fully going away. So until that is solved, the outlook for energy remains positive.
And it's interesting because normally when we talk higher oil prices, that has tended to historically benefit an electric car vehicle maker. In Tesla. Of course, that was not at all the narrative last year. It's not at all the narrative today. What do you make of that when Tesla is under such significant pressure in 2022, continues to struggle here?
Yeah, I think that really what 2022 reminded all of us of, and for those of us who were not in the business in the early 2000s, it was the first time we learned this lesson, is that fundamentals do matter, right? So yes, there's obviously a tremendous motion on EVs and adoption of that technology. But at the end of the day, you still have to run a company with solid fundamentals and sort of lack of drama. Right. And so Tesla was caught up in, the sort of the draining of the bathtub of all these high value, high growth tech stocks that got way over their skis on valuations. And then it had the double whammy of the circus that is, sort of Elon Musk. And the man is obviously a genius. But, there's a lot of drama there. And that weighs on investors because capital has other options. And I think you've seen it go to other places, even though Tesla still obviously has a lot of things going for it.
Okay, let me be a little inflammatory here on Tesla. Is there a chance that this is becoming as close to it's ever been a value stock? The PE, it didn't used to exist. And now, we'll call it 30 times, which is very low for a company that is spitting out free cash flow, is profitable. Growing revenue at 50, 60%. Yes, it's slowing from before, but still a really healthy clip. At some point, does all of that drama and noise create a really attractive opportunity that I don't think has really ever existed before for this company?
I think you're right. I think it does. The question is, how much does the drama sort of push the stock lower still? I mean, look at today, right? So we had deliveries for last month came in under expectations. I mean, about 405,000, right? In the summer, we figured that would be about 450,000. So obviously that's a miss. So we are seeing some business slowing. But at the same time, there were a lot of people calling for sub 400,000 deliveries, even into the mid 300,000s. So I think that we are getting close to the point where sentiment is bombed out enough in this stock that it is worth some risk capital, because the bottom line is that you look across the automakers, if you look across the EV space, Tesla still has the best growth profile. And I think that will begin to attract some capital. It's just not there yet.
And is that just a Tesla story, or could you apply that to some of the other beaten up tech names last year?
I think you can, but I think that the key is that they as you said, Tesla's making money, right? They are profitable. They have strong cash flows. This idea of, give me a high multiple because I may actually make money in 5, 6, 7 years as long as I keep growing at 80%, that's been destroyed. Right, that's over. But are there some companies out there that do have high growth profiles, that are profitable, that do have strong free cash flow, that are attractive? Yes, I think there are, and I think that for investors with a longer term time horizon, picking quality in tech will pay off over the longer term. It may not pay off this year, but I think if you have a good time horizon, it is attractive.
All right, Tom.